freaking busy right now. So people have been think they're calling my bluff. Oh, you say you're gonna get off YouTube, you're lying, blah 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 blah. Well, I might as well be off YouTube because I'm on here so little nowadays. So catch me when I'm on here. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, and then you'll know, when I'm doing this. So clickbaity title, you're not qualified to have a girlfriend. What the heck does that mean? Well, so first off, I did a call the other day with a gentleman in his early 20s living in Kansas City, Missouri. And he asked me, well, first things first, thesoftspokenshaman@gmail.com is the place to hit me up. If you'd like to ask questions or you have ideas, something you want to blah, 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 blah. Anyways, this guy asked me, he said, what do I do about women? He's a young guy in his early 20s. He's not having success. And so I told him kind of the most incendiary comment I could think of, which is, you're not qualified, bruh. You're not qualified to have a woman. And he immediately butted in. He goes, oh, but I look good, bro. Like, what are you talking about? I got money. I look good. I said, no. I'm not talking about your money. I'm not talking about how you look, bro. You're not qualified to have a woman. And by you, I mean not just you. I mean literally every man. You're not qualified to have a girlfriend. Almost none of us are. Because here's the thing. You got to be a psychiatrist, a psychologist. You got to be an MD. You got to be an MD to give her the D and have her stick around. So most women, as you know, are on antidepressants. No hate towards them at all. Most of them, have been bamboozled themselves by doctors, But the thing is, how are you going to handle her when you don't know? She's got these chemical serums messing with her neural pathways. You think PMS is bad? Imagine, she's on Prozac. That's PMS 24/7, except you don't know when to expect it. If you know her cycle, you know when to expect the PMS. But with drugs, you have no clue. So you're not qualified. And here's the thing. My idea is if you have a girlfriend and she's on mood-altering medication, I think the law should give you more allowances. Be like, look, man, I'm dating this girl or I'm married to this woman. I have no clue how she's going to act because she's on Prozac or Lexapro. And the law will be like, yeah, bro, we got you, So here, we're going to put a little mark in your record so we know on your marriage certificate that you're married to crazy. And so if anything goes down, we're going to take that into consideration because, things happen. And especially things happen when people take things that's with their brain chemistry. It just is what it is. So, he started getting less pissed, but he was pissed. He was pissed when I told him, oh, you're not qualified for a woman. And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, man, I'm just thinking of your safety, your physical safety, your emotional safety, your mental safety. You're not ready, brother. Listen, I'm 39 years old, dog. I have dated women who are certifiably crazy. Matter of fact, I'm messing with a girl right now. By messing, I mean that in the most liberal sense. I don't mean that, I mean in a wide-ranging sense, okay, that are on drugs like mood-altering pharmaceutical drugs. If you haven't dated a woman who's on these things, man, you don't know, okay? And you don't know what her personality's like when she's not on those things too, because that's also a problem also, is that they can be on Prozac or Lexapro, through the whole time you know them, and then all of a sudden they decide to stop taking the meds, or perhaps their doctor decides to scale down on them, or up her dosage. This happens all the time. And that'll mess with their brain. It's like a trial period, they up their medication or lower it, and then all of a sudden there's all these side effects. And then what if she comes running at you with a frying pan, with a cast iron pan, and it's all because that doctor wanted to go on vacation to Aruba, so he prescribed her more Prozac. And now you're like, oh, thanks, doc. Now I'm looking at a red rum charge because of you. So it's just those scenarios. Are you really ready to handle that? Or do you have enough BS in your life? And like I said, I'm not even knocking the women, because oftentimes these women, man, like they'll go to the doctor and they're like, bro, I'm anxious, I'm this, that, and the other. And the doctor's like, oh, we'll put you on Prozac. It'll fix your problems right away. And because most women have that consumerist mindset, it's only natural that the woman's going to be like, oh, well, this professional with the degree and the lab coat, he said this drug is going to fix my problems. I'm going to take it. Is it naive? Yes. But a lot of them go for it. Like a lot of them go for Ozempic and Wegovy for weight loss. It is what it is. And so, of course, women have agency. So, yeah, you got to blame them as much as you would a man. But at the same time, the doctors are facilitating and enabling that, fix-it-all behavior with this one little pill. But the problem is that as your boyfriend, as her friend or her husband, you are the one who's got the closest contact to her, which means you're the one who's got the highest percentage of being collateral damage if she's got, side effects or issues with the medications. So again, if you're a man, you haven't dated a woman who's on antidepressants, and P.S., not all of them will tell you. That's why a lot of guys nowadays will tell you, hey, first time you go to her house, be non-invasive and slick about it, but you might want to check that medicine cabinet real quick, homie. And I've dealt with some women who are on head meds, and some of them who told me, and there was one of them who didn't tell me, and I had a little bit of a suspicion, but she never told me. And obviously, when it comes to domestic laws and stuff, you can get in a big heap of trouble. If let's say there's a domestic dispute, and it's all because those drugs she had circulating in her brain. Well, the court doesn't care about that. The court just goes, oh, you restrained your girlfriend? Oh my God, you got to go to jail now, right? So, I mean, these are problems that guys don't think about. And of course, when you're young and all that testosterone circulating, you just want to get it in. You just want to get it in. Oh my God, oh my God, my God. Your body's just like, ugh, you're not thinking about this stuff. And you're just going to get yourself in a heap of trouble, and you're laying around in bed. Oh, baby, this is great. We're going to conquer the world together. And then the next day, she's taking a pair of to your belly button, How can you win? You can't. So, I mean, anybody who's on YouTube will tell you, it's business dealing with, younger men trying to get women. It's an endless reservoir of people who are looking for answers. And the answer is just never pretty. The answer is typically, count your blessings because you think you got it bad right now. But is it worse to be sexless and touchless and relationshipless, or to be in jail, facing an accusation because your girlfriend is on, mind-altering and mood-altering pharmaceutical drugs? Which one's worse? That's a question that you'd have to answer for yourself. A lot of guys who have never had the experience before go, oh, bro, you're just a lightweight. I could handle it. Okay, sure. And there's quite a few people on YouTube and TikTok and IG who will tell you, seasoned dudes who will tell you, bro, you can't handle it, because sometimes some of those mood-altering pharmaceuticals will create your turn your docile girlfriend into a tempest in a teapot. It's a thing, and for the half of the species that is more regulated by emotion, the vicissitudes of emotion that can change. Sometimes these drugs really make that all the worse, and even more, all unpredictable. So, that's always been the lamentation from young guys is, oh, woe is me, I don't have a girlfriend. Everybody else has a girlfriend but me. And you're like, man, if only you could see on the other side, I mean, obviously it's good to have the companionship, get the oxytocin, get laid, all that stuff. That's wonderful. But, nobody in those relationships ever talks about the negatives. They always brush that under the rug because they don't want their boys, looking at them like they're soft. Oh, you can't handle your woman, bro? Well, listen. The reality is that no man can handle their woman. No man can handle their woman. Yes, I mean, if they're behaving and they're in a good state of mind, then yeah. But if they're on mood-altering pharmaceuticals and they're in a bad state of mind, or they're emotionally raucous that day, you're not going to be able to handle your woman, whatever that even means in the first place. And a lot of these young guys, they've never been in a situation where all of a sudden it's volatile and the woman is like, oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And you're like, oh, crap. Do I flee? Do I fight? A lot of young guys haven't been in that situation before, so they don't know. So it's difficult. It's very difficult. So sometimes you got to count your blessings and maybe, be happy. If you're in your early 20s, you don't have a lady friend, it's probably not the worst thing in the world. And we've all heard, what was it, at Duke University a couple years ago, the lacrosse team, they were literally all of them accused of grape, you know what I mean? And I think they were exonerated. But I mean, that's the potential that you can deal with too. And sometimes with those false accusations, it's not even the older women who do it, it's the younger women, because the younger women, they are experiencing the highest power of their sexual marketplace, and so some of them want to flex. Oh my God, I have so much power. I'm so punch drunk with the power of my punani that I want to see if I can have the legal system come down on you with the heaviest hammer ever. Sometimes it's that too. So you never know what you're dealing with. Anyways, got to get back to work.